In the chaos of a public execution, one woman left a mark that changed history forever. As Jesus carried his cross, a woman named Veronica, moved by compassion, stepped forward and wiped his face with her linen cloth. Miraculously, an image of his face was imprinted on the fabric. This relic became known as the Vera Icona, the true image, which gives us the name Veronica. For centuries, this simple cloth has been one of Christianity's most profound and mysterious relics. But this beautiful story of faith is also the beginning of an enduring historical puzzle. Because if this miraculous image truly existed, where is it today? That is the central question we'll explore. The trail is tangled with competing claims, centuries of history, and a deep-seated desire to gaze upon what is believed to be the true face of Jesus. Join me as we unravel the mystery of the Veil of Veronica. The most famous claimant to holding the original veil is, unsurprisingly, the Vatican. Housed within a massive pillar supporting the dome of St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, a relic believed to be Veronica's veil has been safeguarded for centuries. This sacred object is brought out for public veneration only once a year, on the 5th Sunday of Lent. The ceremony is solemn, and the relic is displayed from a high balcony to the crowds below. For many of the faithful, this fleeting glimpse is a deeply moving experience, a connection to a pivotal moment in Christian history. However, herein lies a part of the mystery. Over the centuries, those who have seen the Vatican's relic up close have often described the image as being incredibly faint, almost to the point of being unnoticeable. In the 17th century, the Vatican even began restricting close-up viewings and prohibited creating copies, which some historians believe was an attempt to manage the fact that the image had faded significantly over time. This has led to widespread speculation. Is this the original, now faded beyond recognition, or could the true veil be somewhere else entirely? These doubts have opened the door for other contenders, each with its own compelling story. The Vatican's claim is the oldest and most official, but the faintness of its image has left a void that other relics have sought to fill, creating a fascinating rivalry for the title of the true image. Far from the grandeur of Rome, nestled in the quiet hills of Abruzzo, lies a small Italian town called Manapello. Inside its Capuchin friary is a relic that has, in recent decades, become the Vatican's biggest rival, the Holy Face of Manapello. This object is absolutely captivating. It's a nearly transparent cloth, about 6 by 9 inches, and on it is the image of a man's face with long hair, a beard, and open eyes. The story goes that it was brought to the town in the 16th century by a mysterious pilgrim who then vanished. What makes the Manapello image so extraordinary are its unique physical properties. The cloth itself is woven from an incredibly rare and precious material known as byssus or sea silk, a filament produced by a type of Mediterranean clam. This fabric is so fine that it's almost transparent, and remarkably, it's fireproof. The image on the sea silk is another marvel. It's not a painting. There are no traces of pigment or paint on the fibers. The image is visible from both sides of the cloth, and its appearance changes dramatically depending on the angle and the lighting. Sometimes it seems to vanish completely, only to reappear as the light shifts. Researchers who have studied it are baffled. They can't explain how the image was formed. Some have even noted that the facial features on the Manapello cloth seem to align perfectly with the face on another famous relic, the Shroud of Turin, though the shroud shows a man with his eyes closed. This has led to the incredible theory that the Veil of Veronica and the burial shroud might be two snapshots of the same person, one taken in life and one in death. The Holy Face of Manapello presents a powerful case, challenging the long-held Vatican tradition with its seemingly inexplicable and miraculous qualities. No discussion of miraculous facial images would be complete without mentioning the Shroud of Turin. This famous linen cloth bears the faint, full-body image of a man who appears to have suffered crucifixion, and is believed by many to be the burial shroud of Jesus himself. While the shroud and the Veil of Veronica are traditionally considered two separate relics from two different moments, one from the walk to Calvary and the other from the tomb, some fascinating theories connect them. The most prominent connection is the remarkable similarity in facial features between the face on the shroud and the face on the Manapello image. When digital overlays are created, the proportions of the nose, eyes, mouth, and beard align with astonishing precision. This has led some researchers to propose a truly mind-bending idea. What if they are not two separate images, but are related in a way we don't understand? One theory suggests that the Veil of Veronica might have been a cloth laid over the shroud at some point, receiving a contact print of the facial image. Another, more radical theory, popularized by authors like Ian Wilson, suggests that the Veil of Veronica was actually a name given to the shroud of Turin itself, when it was folded in a specific way to only show the face. This folded cloth was known as the Dandelion of Edessa, another legendary image not made by human hands, which many believe was the same object that later became known as the shroud. So, is it possible that the historical veil was never a small cloth from Calvary, but was actually the folded burial shroud of Jesus? This theory attempts to reconcile the legends of the Dandelion, the veil, and the shroud into a single, cohesive timeline for one sacred object. While this remains a hypothesis, the undeniable similarities between the images keep this intriguing possibility alive, adding yet another layer of complexity to our search for the true image. So, where does this leave us in our search for the original Veil of Veronica? We are left with an enduring and profound mystery. Do we look to the hallowed halls of the Vatican, where a relic has been venerated for centuries, even if its image has faded into near obscurity? Or do we turn to the small town of Manipello, where a mysterious, luminous image on sea silk defies scientific explanation and aligns perfectly with the face on the Shroud of Turin? Could the answer lie in the complex history of the shroud itself, suggesting the veil was just another name for the same revered object throughout its long and hidden journey across Europe? Or is it possible that the original cloth, touched by a compassionate hand on the road to Calvary, has been lost to the ravages of time, a victim of sacks, fires, and the chaos of history? Perhaps we will never know for certain. But in the end, the exact location of the relic may not be the most important part of the story. The legend of Veronica's veil has endured for 2 millennia, not just as a historical puzzle, but as a powerful symbol. It represents an act of profound compassion in a moment of extreme suffering. It embodies the human desire to connect with the divine, to see the face of God. Whether the true image rests in Rome, Manipello, or only in the annals of faith, the story of Veronica's courageous gesture continues to inspire millions, reminding us that an act of kindness can leave an impression that lasts for an eternity. The search continues, captivating believers and historians alike. What do you believe is the true story of the veil? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this kind of mysterious and historical story, don't forget to like and subscribe. Only here on Forgotten Clues.